Good day, everyone, and make you welcome to another episode of POV Nigeria Newspaper Reviews today, Wednesday, 26th in the month of August 2026. So glad to have you join us wherever you've done that from around the world. But please do us the honor of being part of what we do. Join the conversation if you may. Follow us on our Facebook page at POV Nigeria and equally subscribe to our YouTube page at POV Nigeria. I am Henry Igwe. Thank you for being here. Let's get our newspapers cracking. Alright, if you just joined us, this is POV Nigeria Newspaper Reviews, Wednesday edition, 26th in the month of August 2026. So let's kickstart with the Daily Trust newspaper. Big story, Rada Masari Reef splits Katsina APC. And on the top strip, we have 2027 knocks as FCT Council Chair threatens residents to vote APC. I know lots of you have seen the viral video of one Honorable Samuel Danjuma Shekwolo. He is the local government chairman, I love to believe, of Kuje and in the FCT. It's quite sad. It's really quite truly sad. Lots of people would say, is this an aftermath of all is fair in politics, a statement by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu when he was having a sit-down meeting with Catholic bishops in Abuja. You know, sometimes it's quite important that as opinion leaders, we should be very careful what we say, because it's easy to make pronouncements. It's actually not easy to retract it or retract the aftermath effect of such pronouncements. When President Bola Ahmed Tinubu did say all is fair in politics, I love to believe he was just maybe trying to put forward what could be politically a statement that is there and registered. But little did we know that there might be ripple effects, which is what Honorable Samuel Danjuma Shekwolo had just made now. I do not know how old Honorable Samuel Danjuma Shekwolo is in politics, but I would love to believe, in case he doesn't know, maybe someone should enlighten him more, that there used to be a time in Nigeria, particularly between 1995 to 1998, during the days of the dictator General Sani Abacha, when every party in Nigeria, 5 parties exactly, said they were going to align themselves to General Sani Abacha against the will of the people. There were people who stood against that. There were Nigerians who allowed their tears, sweat, and blood because they were there to oppose the dictatorial tendencies of our leaders at the time. Where was Danjuma Shekwolo when all those were happening? Where was he really? People like Bola Ige named and cancelled them as the 5 fingers of a leprous hand. Where was Danjuma Shekwolo at the time? So it is quite unfortunate that the democracy that he is enjoying today was laid on the cross of people's tears, sweat, and blood. People lost their lives to protect the democracy that we enjoy today. And if we would see debasement of that democracy by Honorable Shekwolo, who is just a mere local government chairman. Just imagine if Honorable Samuel Danjuma Shekwolo happens to become the governor of a state or the president of Nigeria. It will be pure dictatorship, because this is pure authoritarianism coming from that chairman. If all things were equal, people like that should have been impeached. But we know Nigeria, the kind of politics we play. He might even be included because of this statement. He might be included in the council of those to raise funds for 2027. That's how crazy our politics is in Nigeria. But I love to say, I'm loving what the Amnesty International is doing, making example of Samuel Danjuma Shekwolo, just like they are making example of Senator Fandonsi for speaking against the will of the people. Democracy is government of the people, for the people, by the people. It means you have the will to decide who governs you. It becomes authoritarian when people like Shekwolo begin to threaten people to vote for the APC when they have not seen the dividends of the APC. There's nothing voting for APC There's nothing wrong actually about voting the APC. But when people do not see the dividends of the APC, why must you then force them to vote for the APC when you are the only one possibly enjoying the dividends of the APC? So I'd love to think how all of this would rest. Though the latest report we have says that he has renegated on that. He has said he didn't say that, he didn't threaten people, but we've captured it on video. It's viral. So I do not know if he's going to go against the video excerpts that are already flying all over the place. From the Daily Trust newspaper, let's quickly run to the Punch for today. We have the big story: 19 oil block licenses to expire this year. Well, of what business really is that to Nigerians? All of the oil block licenses that we have is all meant for big Nigerian leaders and politicians who do not allow that trickle down to the poorest and the most vulnerable in Nigeria. So it doesn't really matter to us really if there are 27 oil block licenses or there are 1,000 oil block licenses, as much as it doesn't come down to those who need it. It doesn't really mean anything to Nigerians, I would love to say. On the top should we have Tinubu orders reconstruction of Benin bypass and others, just like lots of people have experienced also. The viral video is all over the place of people sleeping because the federal government is trying to construct road. It's only in Nigeria that you love to construct road and you make people suffer. You make people go through Herculean suffering just because you're constructing a road, not even a bridge, just a road. And they say it's concession. Dave Umahi has gone to ask that the contractors be arrested. Didn't it pass through your table at the time the bidding was being made, the concession was being made? Didn't it go through your table? Weren't you the one that approved it? So if you had approved it and they're not doing what they should do, you shouldn't come disturb us. Go settle the problem. Ensure that that road is built. That's what Nigerians are paying taxes for you to do. From that particular story, let's run to yet another one. Yes, on the sad note, actually have a Dolly Parton. US lowers a flag for 1 week for Dolly Parton, the country star, a musician who died at the age of 80. Lots of us who grew up listening to her wonderful songs, The Coats of Many Colors, Jolene, and so many other iconic songs. I Will Always Love You, which was immortalized by Whitney Houston. So it's this and many the awesome records that was produced by Dolly Parton. So we pray that God will rest her soul and comfort the family. From that particular paper, let's run to the This Day newspaper for today. On the top strip, U.S. imposes sweeping new sanctions on Iran, targets oil traders, shadow fleets, and orders. I do not know when all of this lots of people will say wahala of US and Iran will come to an end, because it's truly affecting the world. We used to buy fuel at 700 naira before all of this rascality actually interrupted the system. And today Nigerians are buying fuel for upward of 1,200 and 1,500 naira. Would we ever go back to the regime where a fuel was 700 naira? We do not know. It's quite sad, really. We have on the same newspaper this day, Kwankwaso APC Presidential Campaign Council represents continuous hardship. That's what the Kwankwaso is saying. That the APC Presidential Campaign Council, those who have been asked to raise funds for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, that they represent continuous hardship. Well, ask all Nigerians and they will agree with you. Most definitely, they represent continuous hardship, because we do not know what they are coming to preach exactly. Are they coming to preach good roads? Are they coming to preach healthcare? Are they coming to preach good education for Nigerians, except a NEL fund that is a loan to Nigerian students to pay back when they don't even have a job to pay back with? What exactly is it that the APC government would love to put to the table and say, hey, this is what we're bringing to the table, and this is why you all should vote for us? What exactly it is? Well, let's just hope everything works out, and may God in heaven, who owns Nigeria. I often say that God is a Nigerian with a green passport. I just hope that he does the best that he would love to do for Nigeria, and not forget about us, especially the most vulnerable amongst us in Nigeria, who are suffering as a result of the many grotesque policies of this administration. From there, we quickly run to the New Telegraph for today. We have the big story: Tinubu orders rescue of Niger mass abduction victims, and we equally have Tinubu can't force us to cede Benue land to pastoralists, and that's coming from Reverend Father Governor Alia. This is the first time in a very long while I've seen Governor Alia, Reverend Father Governor Alia, make a statement that seems to be a statement coming from a reverend father. All the while he's been singing, "On your mandate we shall stand," and we do not know in what area of the divide he belongs to. As a priest of God, as a reverend father, he should be on the sides of the people at all times. But sometimes you see him go the side of politicians, which is not what his calling was in the first place. But this is the first time Governor Ali is speaking on behalf of the people and saying that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu would not force the Benue State government to cede its land to pastoralists. If they must get the land, they should buy it, or maybe they should just choose to live in peace with the people. Congratulations to Reverend Father Governor Ali. I hope that the Spirit of God will do more work in you, just like He has started with you and with this particular statement, so the people can emulate your discipline, emulate your behavioral traits as made possible by the Catholic Church which you belong to. I guess that's all we have for today's edition of the newspaper reviews. Please do well to follow us across all social media platforms and subscribe to our YouTube page. Have yourself a splendid day. I'm Henry Kubike. Bye bye.